to F-Bomb Friday. I am your host, Tracy Preston, along with my husband, Todd. Hey, hun.
Hey, baby.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Let's hit it. In the shadowed crook of the Huron River, where ripples catch the moonlight and city glow, and fog drifts like breath, another story waits to be heard. Not the usual hauntings of old railroad tracks or forgotten murders. This is the tale of something stranger and softer and covered in fur. Welcome to Ypsilanti, Michigan, a town with grit, heart, and apparently a legend of their own. This isn't Bigfoot. This isn't the Jersey Devil. On today's episode of F-Bomb Friday, we're talking about the Smeet Frog, an amphibian that defies nature, reason, and very possibly common sense. So today we ask, where did the legend begin? Who has seen them? Are these furry frogs a hoax, a joke, or something more? And more importantly, why does everyone in Ypsilanti seem to be proud of them? Well, hop on. This story dives deep into folklore, people's imaginations, and the beautiful chaos where community meets myth. To the outsider, the words Smeet Frog might sound like a rejected children's cereal mascot, but here in Ypsi, it has become a local legend with personality. According to lore, a Smeet frog is unlike any amphibian ever documented by science. They are described as small, nocturnal, fuzzy-furred frogs, capable of gliding or flying via webbing between their limbs, often camouflaged with moss growing into their fur. It makes an odd twittering croak that some locals swear they've heard at night, and allegedly dangerous. Older tales whisper of venom, strange diseases, and anomalous eggs. In some versions of the legend, these frogs migrate every fall down the Huron River, arriving in Ypsilanti in massive numbers as the leaves turn orange. Some say they fly in from far northern coasts. Others believe they've always lived there, hidden beneath the mossy banks. Either way, their reputation is bizarre and unforgettable. But beyond creature descriptions, the story really begins on a footbridge. Somewhere in the late 1990s. Then again, in the early 2000s, a handmade plaque mysteriously appeared on Ypsilanti's famous Tridge, the three-way pedestrian bridge linking Riverside Park, Frog Island Park, and Depot Town. the plaque professed that the Smeet Frog was a unique amphibian, fur-covered, flight-capable, found only along the Huron River, and it is so rare that its hunting is unlawful. Local historians later confirmed that these plaques, created by someone in the community, were likely part of a prank, part art project, and part wild imagination. They were attributed to the whimsically named Ypsilanti Historical Society, a community group notorious for loving both lore and chaos. The plaque appeared and disappeared over the years, sometimes taken down by the city, sometimes stolen by pranksters, and sometimes forgotten and faded until illegible. But just like folklore should, the myth refused to die. People began believing they heard swampy croaks late at night near Frog Island. Couples walked the banks, holding hands at dusk, swearing they saw glowing eyes in the reeds. Kids told each other the Smeet would hop up and whisper secrets of treasure. Soon enough, the frog became part of Ypsilanti's culture lexicon, part tongue-in-cheek joke, part shared mystery. Let's be clear, credible sightings of furry, flying frogs have never been scientifically documented. No peer-reviewed journals, no FBI reports, no biologists at universities confirm anything. So, what are the sightings? Residents recall a vague movement at twilight along Frog Island, echoes of strange croaks that might just be normal frogs, strange patches of moss clinging to logs that could be a Smeet sleeping. Some report seeing them so fleetingly that it's like trying to catch a shooting star, only furrier. And on online neighbor forums, locals talk about Smeet sightings with the same relish they talk about the best local pizza. Skeptical, humorous, but absolutely part of the conversation. One post jokingly stated that Ypsilanti public schools should have adopted the Smeets as their mascot, a more spirited choice, some argue, than the bland alternatives. And yes, there was even a social media campaign by a frog-costumed figure to run for mayor, further proving that Smeet appreciation, whether real or satirical, runs deep in the community imagination. Unlike cryptids, like the Loch Ness Monster or Mothman, which exists on movie posters and late-night specials, the Smeet Frog has a distinctly local personality. In recent years, Ypsilanti's public library hosted Smeet Fest, a month of events celebrating the cryptid with illustration contests, Mad Lib storytelling, zines, which are basically handmade pamphlets, a Dungeons and Dragons character anyone could play, and coloring pages and youth storytelling projects. Kids were encouraged to imagine their own Smeet tales, and adults found ways to laugh, imagine, and create around the legend as well. Even local theater companies produce plays that have included the Smeet Frog, embedding it not in horror, but in community art and humor. This blending of myth and community spirit is what makes Smeet different. It's not just about whether the frog exists, it's about how it connects people in their town. Naturally, skeptics ask, is the Smeet Frog just a hoax? Most evidence points to yes. Created either as a prank, a creative art piece, or a very local inside joke that grew out of control. According to local historians, the plaque likely started as art and humor and was never meant to document a real species. In biology, there are flying frogs, but none with fur, and none migrating from Labrador to Michigan. Fur on amphibians doesn't naturally occur in real science, and moss-covered frogs are just frogs that have been in mossy places. So no, there's no real zoological basis for Smeets. But here's the twist, and maybe that's the point. What makes the Smeet Frog so enduring isn't what scientists say, it's what the community feels. The creature is a symbol of local pride, creative expression, shared storytelling, and playfulness in a town that embraces its oddities. The Smeet Frog is a bit like saying Ypsilanti has character in an amphibian suit. That's the joke and the charm. Folklore doesn't need to be real, it needs life. And the Smeets have plenty of that. So, what are the Smeet Frogs of Ypsilanti? Are they real? Probably not. Are they adored? Absolutely. Are they an essential piece of local identity? Undeniably. Maybe the true Smeet Frog isn't a fuzzy creature in the reeds. Maybe it's the collective imagination of a town that chose to believe in something silly, beautiful, and shared. Because in Michigan, in the Mitten, we don't just tell stories, we make legends. And maybe, just maybe, if you stand by the Huron River at midnight, listen for a soft flutter, a strange croak. It just might be a Smeet Frog. Well, hun, the Smeet Frog, eh?
It's a fun one, isn't it?
It is a fun one.
I don't think I'd be scared if I saw a flying furry frog.
Say that 3 times.
Flying furry frog. Flying furry frog.
You didn't have to do it. Well, I like frogs and I think they're cute, but I'm not going to pick them up.
No?
No.
I used to play with frogs when I was a kid.
But if they pee on you, you get warts.
Well, you don't.
That's the word on the street.
That's a toad.
Well, why is a toad different than a frog?
Because a toad has warts. Frogs don't have warts.
I'm still not doing it. They look slimy. Now, I will save them. I'll scoop them up with some leaves and stuff, but
Yeah.
I'm not just picking them up. This one I would think about it a little bit more, but still no.
It's furry.
It's still a frog.
It's fun.
They're still slimy.
Mossy on these ones. A little mossy.
A little bit mossy.
Yeah, this is definitely a fun one. This is a fun story. And it's very isolated. It's just in Ypsilanti. So it's kind of cool. It brings the community together, and they love this creature.
Well, it sounds like the whole community is really made a big deal out of the Smeet Frog.
Yeah. Perhaps, it was just created out of a joke and just spun out of control, but I don't know. I like the idea of it. Maybe we ought to create more creatures.
Well, I tell you what, I'd wear a Smeet Frog on a shirt.
Yeah.
It's cute.
And what do you think about it being the mascot for Ypsilanti Public Schools?
I think it's a good call.
That'd be a great idea.
The kids would love it.
The poisonous Smeet Frogs.
Don't pick them up.
Don't pick them up or they'll pee on you and you get warts.
That's right. Frog or not, you're getting a wart.
So what do you suppose a Smeet Frog eats?
Schmeagle. That's all I think of when I see the word Smeet. All I can think about is Schmeagle.
Schmeagle, that's from Lord of the Rings.
I know where it's from.
Huh? I would imagine they probably eat the same thing regular frogs eat. Just bugs and
flies,
and flies, and
water bugs.
maybe with the exception of little girls. Just joking.
All right. Well, this is a great story, hon.
It's fun.
Did you want to sign us out?
I sure do. You better lock your doors. You better lock your windows. And you might want to check under your bed.
But I'm not looking under my bed anymore.
We're not looking under the bed anymore. There's too many things under the bed.
Those days are gone.
It's getting kind of crowded under the bed.
I know.
We'll just let those guys deal with each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not looking anymore. So stay curious, everyone. Stay respectful. And stay spooky.
Thanks, everybody. And we will see you again on Malice Monday.
We'll see you on Monday.